Hey guys, this is Amy with Stick with the Plan, and today I'm talking about a consuming fire. Stay right here, I'll get right into it. So glad you're with me today. I'm talking about a consuming fire. I just felt the Holy Spirit talking to me about this the other night. I was driving to the airport and I was right over the Kentucky River. When I hit that bridge, I heard this on the inside of me. The Lord said, just the flame that you've known so far, revival of my fire, is nothing to what I have in store for you, in store for the church, in store for your life. And it was so neat because I was on my way to pick up my brother Matthew, and he was in service with us at Faith Church in Danville this last Sunday. And it was so fun to be in church with my brother, and he's playing and singing, and it was just so wonderful to see all that God was doing in his life and the fire that we feel every time we gather at Faith Church. You know, he looked around. That was the first time he had been in our church, and he said, "Wow, Amy, you have people of all ages praising the Lord." I said, "I know, we are in revival. It is so neat." I think we've all learned that we can't get cleaned up and come to Jesus. No, we just come to Jesus and he cleans us up. And I love how the Holy Spirit was telling me, no, I want to be such a fire in your life. And I was reading in Hebrews in chapter 12 there in verse 29, it says that our God, he's a consuming fire. So there's things in our life that we need to allow him to consume, to get rid of, so we can have more of him, more of this revival fire that we're so hungry for, that we want more of him. We want to get in his presence every time we gather, and he wants to show off too. So I was praying with a lady the other night, and she grabbed my hand and she said, "Amy, pray for me." And I looked at her, and I remember I was looking in her face, and I said, "What for? What do you need?" And she said, "Just pray for this addiction that I have." And then when I looked into her eyes, it was like the Holy Spirit reminded me, I'm a consuming fire. I'm all consuming. And I knew if I could just get her in the presence of God, that she could feel this power, that she wouldn't have to try to get clean in her own strength or her own might, but in the presence of the Lord, that there is a fire, there is a revival fire, that he wants to, it says, burn away the chaff. I was reading in Matthew where he talks about that in chapter 3, where he's on that floor room of that harvesting floor, and he cleans it because they remove the chaff off of that seed. And the chaff I was reading about is just the extra part. It's no good. It's of no use. We got to get rid of that so that seed can come forth, so we can use the grain, so we can use the good part of the harvest. And I thought, yeah, let's let the Lord just burn away all the junk that we don't need, that is useless to our lives. He's a consuming fire. He wants to be all consuming to you. Burn away those things that have held you back for too long, that catch you out of revival and out of the presence of God. I thought, well, I want that. You know, Jesus said he came that he might bring fire or set this world on fire. I like that. The Lord he's a consuming fire within us. And when we get in his presence, even now, I've been in church all of my life. I've been born again as soon as I could say Jesus. And yet every time I get in his presence, I feel the fire of God, and he'll remind me, he'll show me things. Amy, you don't need to talk like that anymore. You don't need to say that. You need to go ask them to forgive you. He'll show me little areas in my life that I've messed up that I could correct so I can get closer to him. He wants to do the same for you. He's bringing you in to his presence so that you can feel this fire, and all that chaff will just burn away, and we won't have to carry that with us anymore. He's an all-consuming fire. This is a season of revival. This is a season that we have waited for to see. And the more you get in his presence, the more that you want. Man, when the fire gets on you, that even when it talks about the same Spirit in Romans 11 that raised Christ from the dead now dwells in you. It dwells in me. It quickens this mortal body. It makes things that was dead alive again. That Spirit I'm talking about as a fire, it's also a quickening agent that makes things that a sickness or disease that needs to go, it quickens your body to make you alive again. Maybe the dream, maybe the calling that feels dead right now. When you get in his presence, when you get in this fire, when you allow the Holy Spirit to get on you, it'll quicken you back to life again, back into what God has called you to from a young age. So I'm encouraging you today, come on, get in this fire, get in the presence of God. What you've known so far is nothing compared to the flame that he has in store for us. And that's how we'll stick with the plans he has for us. So glad you joined me. Oh, I love hearing from you, all the testimonies that God is doing in your life. Thank you for sharing this. New friends get to watch this because you are sharing this. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, leave us a comment. If you're on Facebook, like this page. We'll have a brand new video for you next week. And remember, every Tuesday we are live. I'll see you then.